Hello and welcome to UCLA College Academic Counseling, a guide to graduation. In this video, I will review all of the requirements you need to get a degree and just a couple of reminders to keep in mind as you are going into your final term at UCLA. This video will not cover commencement, including tickets, cap and gown, and schedule of commencement ceremonies. So all of that information can be found on the commencement website, which is on the screen right now. It's commencement.ucla.edu. So this is just an overview of all the degree requirements needed to get a degree from UCLA through the College of Letters and Science. So there are several university and college requirements, including the GEs, foreign language, the quantitative reasoning requirement. In addition to that, every student will have their individual major. So each major will have its own major requirements needed to be completed. In addition to that, there are a couple of unit minimums that each student needs to complete. There's a total of 180 units needed to get a degree. Those can come from upper division and lower division. Within those 180, at least 60 need to be upper division units. So those are courses numbered 100 to 199. And we also have a unit maximum of 216 units. So any student exceeding that must file a petition prior to graduating, otherwise it'll violate the degree requirements. After all the degree requirements are completed, students must also have a cumulative GPA of 2.0 or higher, in addition to a GPA in their major of 2.0 or higher. Lastly, another requirement that we look for is residency. So that's both senior residency and major residency. Both of those are used to determine, to make sure students have completed enough courses at UCLA in order to get a degree from the university. Latin honors is another honors that is designated at the time of graduation. Latin honors is based solely on a student's overall GPA, so that includes every course they took for letter grading. There are 3 different categories for Latin honors. There's cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. And the categories for each of those are different every year. Students can check the requirements for each category based on their graduating year on their degree audit report or on the registrar's website. There's no application you need to do to be eligible for Latin honors. Every student is kind of reviewed for Latin honors once they finish their final term. However, the minimum requirement that you need to be eligible is to have at least 90 graded units if you came in as a first year, or 76 graded units if you came in as a transfer. Graded units are any courses where you got a letter grade, so that does not include courses taken for pass, no pass grading. Because our commencement ceremony is in spring, in June, we don't have final grades for students taking courses in spring or in summer. So for commencement purposes, for Latin honors designation, we do look at students' overall GPA at the end of the winter prior to that ceremony. However, the official Latin honors designation that's on your transcript and your diploma is based on the GPA after your final term. So this can work both ways for students. You may qualify for Latin honors based on your winter grades, have it designated on the commencement bulletin, but then spring quarter, your GPA drops, you won't have it on your diploma or transcripts, or vice versa. If you needed those extra grades from your spring and summer courses to reach Latin honors, and you make it after you finish, it will be designated on your diploma and transcript. However, if you didn't have Latin honors by the end of winter, your name won't be noted in the commencement bulletin. So a couple things to keep in mind as you're going into your final term in terms of graduation checks and making sure that you are enrolling in the rest of your requirements and really will complete your degree requirements. There are 2 types of counselors that we recommend seeing. The first is your college counselor. So that will be in your counseling unit. and they can review all of the degree requirements. So they'll make sure you have enough units to graduate, both the 180 and the 60 upper division unit counts. They'll make sure all of your GPA, your GEs are done, including the foreign language, quantitative reasoning, and things like that. And then we also recommend that you visit your department counselor for your major and your minor, if you have one, and they will be able to confirm whether or not you finished all of the major and minor requirements on your record. Some majors and minors do, make substitutions for courses. So if on your audit report you see a requirement showing as missing, but you know that you've taken another course that will be substituted, make sure you go to your department counselor and have them make those substitutions on your degree audit report in your final term, so that your audit report does indicate that all your requirements will be completed by that term, just so that you avoid delays in your diploma being granted at the end of that term. You'll also want to take a moment to confirm the spelling of your name and check your privacy restrictions. So your name on your diploma is your legal name, but you do want to just check for spelling errors or just to make sure that it is correct. You can check that on your MyUCLA. And if you notice anything that is incorrect, you can submit a legal name change or correction form to the registrar office. You'll also want to take a moment when you're on your MyUCLA to check your privacy restrictions, specifically the FERPA restriction. If you do have any type of restriction on your privacy settings, your name will not be printed in the commencement bulletin. That is considered a public document. So if you told UCLA not to release your information to the public, we will not put your name on the bulletin. This is what you want to look for when you go into your MyUCLA. Under the settings, you'll click privacy options, and the two red boxes are the two sections that you want to be mindful of. So the first one that says all public information privacy option, you want to make sure that says release. You can go in and edit your address, phone number, email, but you want to make sure that your name has release there. So that way we can release your name into the commencement bulletin. And then all the way at the bottom under FERPA restriction, you want to make sure that says not selected. If it does say selected, you will need to go to the registrar's office in person to have that deselected. The FERPA restriction is UCLA's highest privacy setting. So that's why we need you to go in with a form of ID to have that taken off. If you are not attending commencement or don't mind that your name is not printed in the commencement bulletin, and do have these settings set to restricted, I would keep in mind, just evaluate if that's really something that you need or want in the future. If we have any graduate schools or employers contacting UCLA to confirm that a degree has been awarded, we do check your privacy restrictions before answering any questions about you. So just keep that in mind if that's something you really want and need. If you do really want and need your information to be private, but would like your name released in the commencement bulletin, you can adjust the settings for commencement purposes. And then once commencement is over, you can put the restrictions back on. Couple things after your final quarter at UCLA. So make sure your email and contact info is correct. Again, you can check that on your MyUCLA, but you want to make sure you have the appropriate email address on there, one that you are checking, so that if UCLA contacts you for whatever reason, you will be notified and will be able to see that email. You also want to take a look at your transcripts one final time and just check all your grades, make sure they are accurate. If, in 2 years from now, you realize you got a grade that was not correct in one of your classes, you won't be able to come back and change it. Once your degree is awarded, your record is sealed. And so no other changes can be made after that. That also applies to any petitions you might be holding on to or withdraw forms. If you are submitting a petition to retroactively drop a course or withdraw from a quarter, you need to make sure you get that turned in so that it has enough time to be reviewed and processed, if approved, prior to your degree being awarded. No petitions can be reviewed once your degree has been awarded. So it takes a couple minutes, pull up your transcript, take a look at everything, make sure everything is good to go. Because once your degree is awarded, your record is sealed. You'll also want to take a look at your your Bruin bill account on your MyUCLA. Make sure your balance is 0, especially after your final quarter. There may be some fees that accrued throughout that final term, like commencement tickets, parking permits, whatever it may be. You just want to make sure you leave UCLA with your Bruin bill balance at 0, so that way you don't forget about it and late fees, start accruing, things like that. Anytime you need to order a transcript after your degree is awarded, you do that on your MyUCLA. You'll have access to your MyUCLA forever. So whenever you need a transcript, you just log on there. You can order an unofficial one, an official one, electronic one, whatever it may be. And so you'll do that through your MyUCLA portal. There is an option to order an early certificate of completion if needed. So the timeline once you are in your final quarter at UCLA. So about like a month or 2 after you finish your final quarter, all of the records for students graduating that term gets sent to the registrar's office. And so it takes them about 2, maybe 3 months, depending on the term it is and how many students are graduating that term, for the auditors to really review all of the records and award each student their degree. So it does take a couple months after your final quarter for you to get your degree awarded. However, if you have an employer or graduate school that needs proof that you finished your degree earlier than that, you can request an early certificate of completion. There is a fee associated with this form, but once all of your final grades are posted, you can submit this form to the registrar's office and they will be able to verify that you completed your degree earlier than the normal processing time of, anywhere from 1 to 3 months. Diplomas, those are sent out about 2 to 3 months after the final term. So those take a little bit longer. But they will be dated the final day of your last quarter. So it would be the Friday of finals week for your final degree term. You do request how you want your diploma to be sent to you, and you'll do that on your MyUCLA. There are 3 different options for how to receive your diploma. The first one is to have it mailed to you. This is free of charge, and we do mail it anywhere in the world. You will need to submit a diploma mail request on your MyUCLA and input the exact address that you want it to be sent to. That's one way to get your diploma. The other way is to have it held at the registrar's office for pickup. You can select that option and then come and pick it up at the registrar's office once it's ready. If you do plan to be in the LA area and would like that option, that's there for you. Or if you don't want it mailed, but you won't be in the LA area, you can designate a third-party person to come pick it up for you. You will need to submit an agent authorization for that to indicate who will pick it up for you, but that is the final option if you'd like. You can start selecting how you want to get your diploma from one of those options starting week 4 of your final degree term. You do that on your MyUCLA under the academics tab. You'll see a little diploma request link for you to go ahead and select that. If you do select to have your diploma mailed to you, make sure you are putting an address that someone will be checking regularly so that it's not, sitting out for a couple of days or weeks if you're going to be on vacation throughout the summer. And also make sure that it is a mailbox that has enough space to hold a diploma-sized package. So they are mailed, in packages that say do not bend. However, you just never know. So you want to make sure that you are sending it to a place where the diploma will not get bent or squished or ruined. Once your degree has been awarded, this is the type of email you'll get from the registrar's office or once your diploma is ready for pickup. So make sure you're keeping a lookout for emails that look like this that come from the registrar's office. Sometimes they do go directly to spam or you just might overlook it. So just make sure you're keeping an eye out for these emails. You'll get one once your degree has been awarded, and then another one once your diploma is sent or ready for pickup. Once you get the email that your degree has been awarded, any transcripts that you order after that will have the designation that you got your degree. And so that's what you would use to show verification for employers or graduate schools. So your official transcript is what you would show proof of degree for anyone that needs it. Your diploma is more just for you to have, to commemorate your time at UCLA. This is the registrar's website. Their website is registrar.ucla.edu. Any of the forms I mentioned can all be downloaded on their website. So if there is a form that you are interested in, just go to their website and you'll be able to download it. As I mentioned before, you will continue to have access to your MyUCLA moving forward. The main reason why you'll be using that is to order transcripts. But it'll be full functioning and you can use it for whatever you want. Make sure though that you will keep your UCLA logon, so the username and password, somewhere safe. As a student, you use it every day, multiple times a day, so it's very easy to remember. However, in 3 or 4 years from now, if you wanted to order a transcript, it may not be as fresh in your mind. So just make sure either you write it down or keep it somewhere safe so that you will remember how to get access to your MyUCLA in the future. You do also have remain access to your UCLA Gmail account. If you would like to keep using your email, you are allowed to do so. It is yours to keep. If you have any issues with any of the tech, so accessing your MyUCLA or your email address, the UCLA Bruin online office is the place to contact, and their website is listed on the screen. One reminder about the Career Center. You have access to the Career Center throughout your time at UCLA as a student, unlimited access. However, once you graduate, you do have limited access. So we do recommend, as you are entering your final year or a couple quarters at UCLA, to really take advantage of this resource if you haven't already. One of the main ways to connect with the Career Center is by creating a handshake profile. And in that profile, you'll be able to, sign up for various fairs and networking opportunities, go to workshops on graduate schools and, just professional career development, things like that. And you can also schedule an appointment with a career counselor if you haven't already. So Career Center can help students who have no idea what they want to do after UCLA, or even for students that have, a clear outline. But if you want to just make sure your resume is up to date, or you want to get some interview practice skills like that, they can really help you make sure you leave UCLA with, the best professional development possible. So take a look at their website, see what resources might be interesting or helpful to you, and definitely take advantage of their services before you graduate. Once you graduate, again, your access to the Career Center does become more limited. So this is an outline of the types of services that you can still receive 3 months after your graduation and then up to a year. The Handshake website is also the platform where employers post jobs that they are, looking to hire for. So if you are still looking for a job after you graduate, that may be beneficial for you. All of these services and more info about the Career Center can be found on their website, which is career.ucla.edu. The Alumni Association also has membership, which is free for everyone that graduates from UCLA. So you will automatically be part of the Alumni Association. Your membership does come with some discounts on events, and a discount on a UCLA extension course and several other, networking opportunities. They do also have different levels of membership. However, if you do want to opt in and pay for a higher level of membership, there are additional opportunities and resources based on the type of membership that you purchase. So just to take a look at what you get with your free membership, and if you are interested to look at the different levels of membership and how much they cost and what you would get, all of that can be found on the Alumni website, which is alumni.ucla.edu. The Alumni Association also has an online platform called UCLA One. It's essentially a UCLA specific version of LinkedIn. So if you create a profile on UCLA One, you can use that to connect with other UCLA alum and just kind of build your network and connect with other alumni that maybe are in the same field that you're going into or are in a field that you would like to get into one day. So this is a great way to reach out to alum that you might want to connect with and just say, hey, I'm also UCLA alum. I would like to set up an informational interview if possible, whatever it is. So if you haven't already, you can create your own UCLA One profile and use that to your advantage once you are building your career and your network and yeah, creating your professional network. And the last resource that I want to highlight is the UCLA Financial Wellness Program. Their website is on the screen, but if you check out their website, you can see a bunch of different services tailored to helping students with their financial wellness. They offer a bunch of workshops, one-on-one coaching, and just educational information on their website. Making sure students are really feel financially stable once they leave UCLA to start, living on their own, paying their bills, managing their income, saving, all that stuff. So if you are unsure about all that or just want to see what additional skills and information you can learn from their website, I definitely recommend checking that out. All of their services, coaching, workshops, and all that is free to UCLA students. And that is it. Congratulations, Bruins. You are almost there if you're still finishing up your last couple classes, or if you are already done, congratulations. This part in your life, this chapter is over, but UCLA will always be a part of you. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your college or departmental counselors. And if you have any questions about commencement specifically, please reach out to the commencement office by visiting their website. If you have additional questions regarding your specific degree requirements, you can reach out to your counseling office via the message center.